Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Joe from Phandroid, and it's the end of the week, and you know what that means. We've got 5 more apps and games for you to check out this week. Let's get started. By default, the Android volume slider has about 15 spots on most phones, and so sometimes if you're adjusting the volume, you might not be able to get it in that perfect spot where it's not too loud, not too quiet. And so I can show you that right here. You can see it takes pretty big spaces as I'm adjusting the volume. But an app called Precise Volume gives you much more precision on that scale. So as you can see here, I can adjust and it stops at every little percentage point all the way up to 100, which is much more than what you can do by default. Now the only thing is you have to use this app to adjust the volume. So you can open up this app. You can also create presets, so I have one that's up to 100 right now, but if you had the Pro model, you could actually have your volume go up to 1,000 little dashes on the volume slider. So if you find that you can't get that perfect volume, this is an app worth checking out. It's pretty common knowledge that looking at a bright screen, especially at night before bedtime, is not good. It affects your eyes, and looking at that blue light screws up your falling asleep. An app called Night Owl allows you to dim the screen much more than you can by the system default. So if I tap it on there, you'll see how dark it gets. What's cool about this app is it can do the blue light filter, which is important, like I said, when you're looking at your screen before bedtime. But you can also use the scheduler so that this will automatically be enabled when the sun goes down wherever you live. So whenever the sun sets wherever I'm located, this app is going to automatically throw on that screen filter, and I don't have to do it every night. Now if you want, there's also some settings here for all the colors. So if you don't really care that much about the blue light, or you just want to adjust the color temperature of your display, you can go in here and adjust these sliders and do that. Now there are a ton of different podcast apps for Android. This is a new one called Podcast Go. And what's nice about this one is it's very simple and clean. There's not a ton going on here. So you can see the interface just very plain. Here's a episode of the Mobile Roar podcast. You have the controls across the bottom and not much else. And then we can go to the side here to see categories. So if you want to find more podcasts, go into sports. We can see what's popular. Can see what's trending. And you can also do that in the global podcast. So we go to popular up here, and this is popular and trending for all podcasts. And then like any good podcast app, you can download episodes to listen to offline so that when you're away from home, you don't got to use your data to listen to a podcast. This app is completely free. It's called Podcast Go, and it looks great. 98 cards is a very interesting game. So the idea here is you have 98 cards and you want to get rid of those 98 cards. And so you have 8 cards across the bottom that you can play, and then there's these 4 spots across the top. Now the top 2, you have to see the up arrow, that means they have to go in ascending order, and the bottom 2 have to go in descending order. So they start with 1 on the top and 100 on the bottom. And so what I want to do is, I want to see, let's say I can do 19 would be a pretty low one to start at 86, so we'll do 19. And what you got to think about when you're playing this game is, now I can't put anything lower than 19 on that spot. So when you put a card down, you have to really think about if that's for sure what you want to do. And same thing, if I put 86 right here, I can't put anything higher than 86 in that spot. And so you're just going to kind of keep going through this game and see how many cards you can get rid of before you run out of moves. So I put 7 in that top one. That's a really good low number, so that's a good play. And now let's see, I could do 74 on top of the 86. And after you get rid of 2 cards, you get 2 more on the bottom. 93 is a good one to put on 100. From 93, let's go to 85, 82. And so the game just keeps going like this. You get the idea. So the more you go, the harder it gets because there's fewer places to put cards, and you just really have to think about your moves before you do them. Hardway is an endless runner type game, but instead of running, you're building roads for a car. And so you're gonna have to And so what you're doing is you're holding to move these roads into place, and you're connecting islands while a car is driving. And so we're just gonna get started here. So I'm gonna hold, let go, the road is placed, do it again, do it again. And you just keep going like this until you run out of track. And like you can see, if you hold on the left, it'll swing from the left. If you hold on the right, it'll swing from the right. Oops, I just missed the island there. Now the swinging from the directions is important because there's going to be obstacles in the way at some point, and the direction which you swing is going to be important if you don't want to hit those obstacles. So there's a small island to hit. So here we go, here's the lighthouse. I swung from the left so that I wouldn't hit it. Now we're going to get to a different terrain. We're in the ice here, which means we're getting a little bit more difficult. This game's speeding up a bit. Sometimes there's two different places that you can go, and so you want to make sure that you go in the right direction, not to set you up for success in the future. But this game's called Hardway. It's just an endless road building game. There are lots of different cars you can unlock and stuff like that, so give it a shot. And that's going to wrap up our list for this week. If you enjoyed any of these apps and games, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the Phandroid channel for more future videos. We'll see you next time.